talk about the history of tie-dyeing as well as the proper technique, which includes choosing a pattern and color, and then finally like having your final product. So I've tie-dyed a decent amount, I would say. It was kind of popular when I was like in middle school. I don't know about you guys, but I would do it in like my teachers like would have different activities where we tie-dye. But sometimes I do it for fun, not that often now. But it's history. It's actually been around for like a really long time. It dates all the way back to the 6th century in India, Japan, and Africa. The oldest method is called bandhani, and it's still practiced in India today. But I was reading stuff, and it like dates back all the way to like the Han Dynasty and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty interesting. So in America, tie-dye became super popular in the 60s with the hippies in Vietnam. So hippies wore it as a way to express their like free-spiritedness and as a protest against like societal norms. But yeah, so moving on to what you need. So supplies are latex gloves, rubber bands, a tarp or paper towel, and a Ziploc bag. You can buy everything separately, and they have kits that are like $10 to $15 at like Walmart or Target or any craft store like Michael's. And a shirt is up to $5. A lot of things like gloves you might just have laying around, and same with rubber bands. So all you kind of need is the dye and a shirt. But okay, so once you pick a shirt, you can kind of tie-dye anything. For shirts, it's more important to like pick something that's like a natural fiber, like cotton, hemp, or linen. So if your shirt is like 90% cotton and 10% like polyester, that's fine. And if it's 50% something and 50% something else, it's fine, but it might result in your dye or your shirt looking a little more pale. So before you can even tie-dye socks or anything, honestly. But once you have your shirt, it's recommended that you wash it before you dye on it. And then this is basically all you have to do. Is these are a bunch of different ways you can use your rubber bands to tie the shirt to get different patterns. I have a picture of what they look like, but as long as it's like really important to wear gloves because it does get everywhere, and like something, a tarp to like put down so you're not staining stuff. But that's what it looks like. And then you basically just put the dye in the bottles. You just put it on, and you don't want to use too much because then it'll soak the shirt. What you want to do is get it, like tie it however you want, and then do it slowly on one side and let it soak for a little, and then do the other side so that it's not sitting in it. And after that's done, all you have to do is let it sit in a Ziploc bag for 5 to 8 hours to dry. But the longer you wait, like some people wait a day, the better it'll turn out. And then it's recommended that you also let your shirt, like, you wash your shirt afterwards, and in hot water, but I wouldn't wash it with anything else unless you want your stuff stained. But another important thing is to pick what colors you want. You can use as many colors as you want, but some colors don't mix that nice. I know, like, I've done a couple shirts where sometimes it'll look brown, and that wasn't really the look I was going for. So you have to be kind of careful about that. And then, like, in this shirt, I did this one myself a while ago. But I didn't tie the bands tight enough, so it left a lot of like air, which resulted in my shirt having like white little like spots, I guess. So you want to be careful about that too. So after you do all these steps, it'll guarantee that you have a successful tie-dye experience, and it can look anything like that if you really want it to. So in conclusion, tie-dyeing is something that's fun and cheap to do. It's been around for centuries and does have symbolic meaning. Some people may see it as like a fun summer activity, but I think that tie-dye is making a comeback, and there's some celebrities wearing tie-dye. But yeah, that's it.
think your shirt's just as pretty, if not better, than the ones you just showed pictures of.
Really? Oh, and I have this one, but I cut it. But
That's
yeah.
cute. I like the colors you've got on more than even the other, because I don't see that many of those colors. I
Yeah,
guess
me
it's
neither.
just, what colors were you using that made it brown?
I think I used too much like orange and green together.
When you
Does
had
that
one of
happen
your
sometimes?
slides and it showed that slide right there, will you go to that slide,
Which one?
the second one, where you talk about the different shapes, that one. I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand how you tie those knots. I've never done it. I really have lost out in my life. I never went to school where we got to do any of this stuff.
Oh, really?
Or even at a group, or, you know. So, I know my daughter's done it with all kinds, but I never got to. I just don't see how you can get polka dots out of the way that you're doing that. I guess you can just experiment and then figure out.
That's basically what you do, because I know I sometimes, like my first couple of times I've done it, like I didn't really like the way it looked. But as you like do it more, you kind of like realize what you can do and what you like. So that's why I'm not good at stuff like this. So like I probably couldn't do any of these like crazy ones. I just stick with the more basic ones, like the
So the one you've
spiral
got
or
on, is it
stripes.
spiral, or
Yeah.
is it that spiral?
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Do you guys know how to do this? Am I the only dummy in here? Yeah, okay. That's wild. I don't know. I mean, I know people do it. I've just never done it, so
Yeah.
that's neat. Anybody else have anything to ask?
Where did you find the pictures of those shirts, if they weren't yours? Because I thought they were yours for a second.
Oh no, they're not mine. They're on Pinterest. Yeah.